What if I told you that right now, on this very planet, there are real animals that can survive in outer space, live forever, punch faster than a speeding bullet, and become completely invisible in seconds? Not in a comic book, not in a Marvel movie. Right here on Earth, in the oceans, in the dirt, in the rivers, in places you walk past every single day. We have been so obsessed with fictional superheroes that we completely miss the real ones hiding in nature. And today, that changes. Welcome to Rune Facts, and this is the story of animals with real superpowers, abilities so extreme, so impossible sounding, that scientists themselves are still trying to figure out how they work. Before we go any further, if you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is built for people who love to look at the world differently, and this video is only the beginning. Like the video too, and drop a comment telling us which animal superpower you wish you had. We read every single one. Now, let us start with something small. Something so tiny you cannot even see it with your naked eye. But do not let the size fool you, because this creature has survived everything this planet has thrown at it for over 500 million years. It survived the 5 mass extinction events that wiped out nearly everything else on Earth. It watched the dinosaurs rise and fall. It sat through ice ages, meteor impacts, volcanic eruptions, and ocean collapses. And it is still here today. Its name is the tardigrade, and it is arguably the toughest living thing that has ever existed. The tardigrade, also known as the water bear or moss piglet, is a microscopic 8-legged animal, roughly the size of the period at the end of this sentence. It lives in moss, in puddles, in mountain peaks, in ocean trenches, and apparently in outer space. Yes, in 2007, the European Space Agency sent tardigrades into low Earth orbit aboard a mission called Photonum 3. These tiny animals were exposed to open space for 10 days. No air. Extreme temperatures, crushing cosmic radiation, UV rays thousands of times stronger than anything on Earth's surface. The result? Most of them survived. Some of them even reproduced after landing. They came back from space and had babies. Let that sink in for a moment. The way the tardigrade does this is through a process called cryptobiosis. When conditions become lethal, the tardigrade squeezes out almost all the water in its body, sometimes up to 97% of it, contracts into a tiny dried up ball called a ton, and essentially shuts itself down. Its metabolism drops to almost nothing. It stops aging. It stops needing food, air, or water. And it simply waits. Reports suggest that tardigrades have been successfully revived from dried moss that had been sitting in a museum for over 100 years. 100 years of being technically frozen in time, and then a single drop of water brings them back to life within hours. Scientists have identified a unique protein inside the tardigrade called DOASOP, short for damage suppressor. This protein wraps around the tardigrade's DNA like biological armor and physically shields it from radiation damage. In laboratory experiments, scientists inserted this DOASOP protein into human cells, and those cells became significantly more resistant to X-ray radiation. Think about what that means. A microscopic creature in your backyard moss might hold the key to protecting astronauts in space, or helping cancer patients survive radiation therapy. The tardigrade is not just a survivor, it is a living blueprint for the future of human science. But the tardigrade is only the beginning, because somewhere in the warm, shallow waters of the tropical ocean, there is a creature so small it could fit on your pinky fingernail, yet it holds a power that has baffled scientists for decades. A power that makes every anti-aging cream, every longevity supplement, every billion-dollar medical research program look primitive by comparison. It is called Turritopsis doheny, and it is the only known animal on Earth that is biologically immortal. Most living things follow one direction. You are born, you grow, you age, and you die. That is the rule. Turritopsis doheny does not follow the rule. When this tiny jellyfish is injured, starving, or simply growing old, it does something no other animal can do. It reverses its own life cycle. It transforms its adult cells back into younger cells, essentially becoming a baby version of itself again, and then starts the whole process over. Scientists call this transdifferentiation, and it is the same process that happens in human stem cells. Muscle cells switch into nerve cells. Skin cells become something else entirely. The jellyfish does not just heal, it reboots. It is not recovering from death, it is rewriting it. One Japanese scientist, Shin Kubota from Kyoto University, has reportedly kept a colony of these jellyfish in captivity for decades. Over a 2-year period, His colony completed this reversal process 11 times. 11 times, those jellyfish grew up, faced stress, and decided to become young again. The scientific world is watching this animal carefully. Researchers studying its biology believe that understanding how this jellyfish reprograms its own cells could one day help us fight cancer, slow aging, repair damaged organs, and possibly change what it means to be mortal. A creature the size of your pinky nail might be holding the secret to the longest question in human history. Can we live longer? Now, if those two blew your mind, hold on, because what comes next is something entirely different. This next animal is not about immortality or survival. This one is about raw, explosive power, and scientists have described it as one of the most violent natural events in the animal kingdom. It is the mantis shrimp, and it is nothing short of extraordinary. The mantis shrimp looks like something an animator designed after too much caffeine. It is colorful, bizarre, and completely unlike anything else in the ocean. But underneath that wild exterior is a weapon system so advanced that engineers have studied it to build stronger military armor. The mantis shrimp can strike with its club-like appendages at a speed comparable to a bullet fired from a .22 caliber gun. Its punch accelerates faster than almost any other movement in the natural world. The force it generates creates cavitation bubbles, pockets of superheated, collapsing water that can reach temperatures briefly as hot as the surface of the sun. These bubbles generate a shockwave powerful enough to stun, dismember, or kill prey, even if the punch misses entirely. Reports confirm that mantis shrimp have shattered aquarium glass with a single strike. But the mantis shrimp is not done, because beyond the punch, it sees the world in a way that is almost impossible for us to imagine. Human eyes have 3 types of light receptors, allowing us to see red, green, and blue. The mantis shrimp has up to 16. It can see ultraviolet light, polarized light, and wavelengths of color that have no name in the human language because we have never been able to perceive them. Scientists have taken the structure of the mantis shrimp's eye and used it as a model for designing next-generation optical sensors and cancer detection cameras. A single small shrimp, and it is simultaneously a weapon of physics and a revolution in optics. Here is a good moment to pause and ask yourself which of these is blowing your mind the most so far. Drop a comment below right now. Is it the immortal jellyfish, the space-surviving tardigrade, or the bullet punch of the mantis shrimp? We love seeing your answers, and it genuinely helps us create more content like this. Let us keep moving, because there is an animal in the waters of Mexico that is quietly changing everything we thought we knew about healing and medicine. The axolotl is a type of salamander found in the lakes near Mexico City, and it can regenerate almost any part of its body, not just skin, not just a small wound. The axolotl can regrow entire limbs, its heart, its lungs, its spinal cord, and according to science, significant portions of its brain, all without scarring. Completely clean regeneration, as if the injury never happened. Even more astonishing is how it does this. Unlike most animals, the axolotl can effectively rewind its own cells, reverting them to an earlier, more flexible state before rebuilding the tissue from scratch. Scientists studying axolotl biology believe that if humans could one day harness even a small portion of this ability, it could transform medicine entirely. Think about spinal cord injuries that currently leave people paralyzed for life. Think about heart attacks that permanently scar cardiac tissue. Think about soldiers losing limbs in combat. The axolotl does not think twice about any of that. It simply grows back, again and again without limit. It is one of the most intensely studied animals in medical science today, and for very good reason. But not all superpowers are about survival or healing. Some are about deception. And the animal that holds the title of Master Illusionist is one that most people have never heard of. The mimic octopus, found in the warm waters of the Indo-Pacific, can transform its shape, color, texture, and behavior to perfectly impersonate other animals, not one or two. According to reports from marine biologists, it can convincingly mimic over 15 different species, including lionfish, flatfish, sea snakes, and stingrays. It does not just look like them, it moves like them. It acts like them. When a predator approaches, this octopus assesses the threat and chooses the most appropriate impersonation, the one most likely to scare that specific predator away. The level of cognitive decision-making this requires is something that still fascinates and puzzles researchers around the world. And then there is the cuttlefish, which takes camouflage to a completely different level. The cuttlefish can change its color, its texture, the shape of its skin, and its entire visual appearance within milliseconds. It does this through millions of specialized cells in its skin called chromatophores, iridophores, and leucophores, which together act like a living, programmable display screen. Scientists are currently studying cuttlefish skin to develop next-generation camouflage technology because the way this animal becomes invisible in plain sight is so efficient and so complete that nothing humans have ever built comes close. And if you think electricity is only something that comes out of a wall socket, the electric eel would like a word with you. Found in the rivers of South America, the electric eel can generate electric discharges of up to 600 volts, enough to stun or incapacitate a horse. It uses this electricity for hunting, for self-defense, and even for communication. What makes it even more remarkable is the level of control it has over this power, varying the voltage and frequency depending on the situation, almost the way a musician adjusts their instrument. According to science, the electric eel's biological system functions essentially like a living battery, and researchers studying its electroreceptor cells have drawn inspiration for designing more efficient biological sensors and medical devices. So here we are, tiny moss creatures that survive in outer space, jellyfish that reverse their own aging, shrimp that punch with the heat of the sun, salamanders that regrow their brains, octopuses that become other animals, and living batteries in river water. And here is what connects all of them. None of them evolved these powers by accident. Every single one of these abilities developed over millions of years because it solved a problem. Survival, hunting, defense, reproduction. Nature does not waste energy on anything useless. Every superpower you have seen in this video exists because it worked. It was tested by time, refined by evolution, and perfected by necessity.
And the deeper truth is this: we are only just beginning to understand them. Scientists are borrowing from tardigrade DNA to protect human cells. They are studying jellyfish cells to fight aging. They are modeling mantis shrimp eyes for cancer detection technology. They are looking at axolotl biology to rebuild paralyzed spines. The animal kingdom is not just a collection of fascinating creatures. It is the most advanced research laboratory that has ever existed. It has been running experiments for 500 million years, and we are finally starting to read the results. If this video made you see the natural world a little differently today, then Rune Facts has done its job. Share this video with someone who thinks superheroes only exist in movies. Because the real ones are out there right now, in the ocean, in the rivers, in the moss on a stone wall near your house. Smaller than a sentence, older than the dinosaurs, and still going strong. Before you go, we want to hear from you. If you could take one animal superpower and make it your own, the tardigrade's indestructibility, the jellyfish immortality, the mantis shrimp's punch, the axolotl's regeneration, or the mimic octopus disguise, which one would you choose and why? Leave your answer in the comments right now. The most interesting answer gets pinned. We will be back very soon with another story from the world you thought you already knew. Until then, keep watching, stay curious, and remember, the most extraordinary things in the universe are not in comic books. They are real, and they are waiting to be discovered.